Hey folks, this is Best in Slot. Welcome to Dev Diary September 2021 for Prehistoric Kingdom. So early, which is crazy, I know, that at this rate, the next one I do will be before the Dev Diary even comes out, which is impossible, but very exciting. This actually might be the last Dev Diary we cover. We'll see why in just a second. Let's dig into that right now. I should say right off the bat, this is quite light on the ground as a Dev Diary. Things are changing up a little bit, as you'll see. So, lots of text, but welcome to September's development update. So we're pushing on to closed beta at December 6th, not that far away now, and early access sometime next year. So now the monthly blog posts are going to change. Once we launch beta, Prehistoric Kingdom is essentially a live game. Because of this, there'll need to be alterations how we communicate, not just to deliver the information, but to effectively show new developments when they're locked in and ready to present. So in future, updates for the game are going to be split between two things: Dev Diaries and Feature Spotlights, and we can find out what both of those are going to be. The Dev Diary is a development insight, community spotlight, and social media news from the past month. So these are replacing the devlogs. These are a monthly piece of news. As it says, these are meant to be a very casual way. At the moment, the devlogs, they're the big... Ooh, I'm on the wrong bloody level. At the moment, the devlogs are sort of the big pieces of information, the big updates. I can't find my cursor. There it is. These new devlogs, these dev diaries, are going to be much more casual, social media focused, community focused, stuff like that. A little bit about what's going on with the dev team. So as it says down here, these won't usually... How far was down there? These won't usually contain any bombshell information, so we shouldn't expect as much. And therefore, unless something staggering does happen, we probably won't be covering the dev diaries going forward. As you see, it's non-spoiler content, tweaks and changes, technical insights, stuff like that. Definitely worth reading, but not really the big bang boom stuff that we've been getting so far. That instead has been moved over to feature spotlights, so this is better for people who are actually playing the game, who want the live updates when they happen. Feature spotlights include previews for upcoming additions and content discussed separately within their own posts for clarity and accessibility. Glimpse in a pending update, a deep dive into a brand new system, or improvements we're keen to show off. We'll talk about a few of those later on in the video, and we'll see how that would possibly work. No set schedule or frequency, appear when they're ready, like a surprise party with bad wordplay and over-enthusiastic paragraphs. Smashing, as they say. So those are the big things going forward, and these are the things we'll probably start to cover in the future. Let's say they're working on, I don't know, terrain. Instantly my entire mind has gone blank. Let's say there's a new dinosaur in development, right? I know that's probably not what it's going to be, but let's say there's a new dinosaur in development. They could do a feature spotlight on that, show how it's been built, show how it's going to act in your parks, blah blah blah. Just hone in much tighter on individual features, things like guest needs when they come in and stuff like that as well. We can see a few of the sort of things that might be getting feature spotlights in the future. Let's dig into this with the only screenshot of the entire thing, so I've had to Google some, so some of them might be a little outdated, but there have been some improvements to animal locomotion. Of course, hopefully we'll see these come the beta, and I've kind of just summed up the text as so. Features like variable travel speed, foot locking and foot repositioning are just some of the additions we've made as part of our ongoing R&D efforts to benefit the animal's AI and path finding. So, as you can see from the static, monstrously chubby Rex staring down his dinner, all of these things are now in effect. The screenshot doesn't really tell the story, does it? But the point is, dinosaur and animal general locomotion has been improved. Variable travel speed is a nice thing to see, not just walking from place to place, not just sprinting. Maybe they'll be able to walk a little faster, walk a little slower, sprint a little faster, sprint a little slower, depending on the conditions. Not a clue what foot locking is. Maybe it lets them turn on a point, so you lock your right foot in place, you can kind of swivel a little bit. Maybe it's a swivel, and foot repositioning is exactly what it says on the tin. Right, next up we have some improvements to the guests. So, two main sort of prongs to this, one of which is very much, actually both of these still in development, but guest needs, obviously that wasn't a thing in the alpha, is kind of an important part of a park builder. However, the guests need needs, as they say. So this means you'll have to worry about, their entertainment, their food, their water, their toiletry needs. It's like having a baby. You have thousands of babies, basically. And other than that as well, so not only are they going to have new needs, but they're also going to get visual improvements. They've said they're going to make them very flashy, beautiful looking, but understandably that's not tippity top of the most important things they need to focus on right now. Dinosaur locomotion and sounds, general guest needs, facility stuff like that, progression is probably all more important than having very pretty guests at this point in time. Until the dinosaurs can eat the guests, in which case it becomes very important. But that will be for another time. Not much left to cover, it is a short one, as I say. There's been, in addition to the modular system, there's been a lot of work on the modular system, seemingly, and that is a new system called Point Snap. So at the moment, you have free place where you can just stick things absolutely everywhere, but if you've played with Prehistoric Kingdom, you'll know that you do have a locking system wherein you can attach an object to another object, and it has a very specific sort of point that it locks onto, and that's what we've been dealing with here on the left hand side. With the new Point Snap system, there's now a grid of 9 different points. I've said the word point far too many times already, but there's a grid of 9 different points that you'll be able to attach an object to, so that should make building buildings a lot easier. As it says in the devlog, maybe you've got like a terrace or something and you're attaching poles beneath it to support it. Getting those in the exact right place should in theory be super easy with the new Point Snap enabled system. For those of you who want to maybe dabble in the modular system a little bit but you're a little intimidated, it's stuff like this is gonna make it a lot easier on you going forward. Finally, not going to be under 8 minutes, that'd be crazy talk, but under 10 minutes maybe, we're going to talk some techie stuff. And this is a very old screen. I think this is a very old screenshot. It does have a new logo down there at the bottom somewhere. Let's check it out. So, a few things have been added. Undo/redo has been added. A huge thing missing from the alpha. Absolutely a gigantically big deal, that one. It's only at the moment been added for the terrain system, the water system, and the modular building system. Don't know what else. I suppose for putting down buildings or buying staff members and stuff like that, maybe you'd want an undo button. But really, I think those are the main things. You put an object in the wrong place, or you buy the wrong object, or you make a cliff, like a really obnoxious cliff by accident. I don't know what makes a cliff obnoxious, just roll with me here. And you want to undo it, and now you can. That's actually a big deal. It's kind of a given, a default thing that we should have, but we didn't, and now we do, and that's cool. It kind of looks like he's a police siren. Now he looks a little bit like Paddington. Paddington's Stegosaurus. That would have been a better film. It was already a pretty good film. Anyways, the modular system now uses GPU instancing. Now, this is a computer technique that the trees, for example, the painted trees in the distance, etc., already use. And what it's going to essentially let us do is have speedy parks that are also big parks. Anyways, the point really is, if you've got a big park filled with lots of identical objects or lots of modular items, it doesn't have to speak to the engine, it doesn't have to slow down every time you add a new one of those objects if you've already got one, because it just pulls from that data instead. That's a very bad definition, but that's all you're going to get. So, that is literally it for today. There's nothing else in this dev diary. There's some community stuff and stuff like that, so definitely go check it out for yourselves. And there's a really cool little GIF, that's right, GIF, come at me, included in the dev diary, which I haven't included in this video, so you can go check that out as well on the devlog. But that is the final devlog. It's sad, but good, I guess. I'm actually more excited about these. Let's nip back to the start if we can. I'm more excited about these feature spotlights. Maybe sometimes we'll get a couple a month, maybe it'll be more every couple of months or something like that, but it's a good way for the devs to keep communicating with us now that beta is going to hit and early access is going to hit and the game is going to more readily upgrade. The basics, the bones, the fossils of the game are there. Now they're adding the flesh and the sticky bits, etc., the most important parts of anybody, I think you'll agree. And we should get more regular updates about those. So stick around on the channel for that. Of course, I will adapt this playlist into a spotlight playlist, basically, so you can just follow along with this playlist linked in the description down below. And that's about it from me. Thank you very much for joining me. Throw me a like if you enjoyed the video. Go check out the devlog, I'll link it down below. And of course, remember to wishlist Prehistoric Kingdom on Steam. Although you won't be able to get hold of the beta in December, you will be able to get hold of it in 2022 when it releases officially. Good stuff, smiley face, good stuff. Thanks for joining me, cheers much love as always, bye-bye.
Houston, if you're ready, we'll maneuver. Reaching out.